guys and girls? It's your beautiful
Why does it
host.
still sound like Halloween?
What? That's not Halloween.
All I
Get
can
Halloween
hear-
out of your head.
All I can hear is a Halloween.
Halloween is long gone.
If you haven't seen it, watch it, listen to it. Spotify, YouTube. This ain't robotic at all. Please like and subscribe.
Reading from a script. Are we going with this intro now? Let's just carry on.
Yes,
Hello.
might as well.
Hello, guys and girls. It's your host, Jermaine.
It's your host, Tuas. Why are we so dead?
How are y'all doing? Are you in the Christmas spirit? Because we are getting close. We are one lockdown away.
From Christmas.
I don't know where you're listening to this from. If you're in the UK, at least,
Yeah.
you're one lockdown away, supposedly. Because apparently lockdown is going to end on the 2nd of December. Whether that
Yeah.
happens or not, good old Boris. We don't know what's going
We love Boris.
to change.
Yeah, so as you know, guys, we might be recording remotely from here on out. We might be at the studio. We might be in a pirate fucking ship. You ain't gonna know because we have plans.
Today is a sad day. Like you said, this could be our last time recording in the studio. Sad times. But
That's what I
we're
used to do when I was a kid.
what fate it is. But we're not over. In fact, I don't know because we're kind of confused as to what the law is. Are we
Yeah.
allowed to meet in this studio, just the two of us with no guest? Are we not?
I mean, we live together, so
Yeah, we live together. Well, even if we don't live together, we're in the same. If we're in the same bubble,
yeah,
whatever that means.
yeah, support bubble. If you're in the
Support- yeah.
same support bubble.
Definitely don't support me. We don't support each other.
No.
But if we just say we are, like,
I mean, I support you sometimes. You support me sometimes. I think if we did it too much, our friendship would like implode.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Just
our
do you know when you're
friendship
around?
is like
Do you know when you're around someone for too long, you just hate the way they breathe. Especially if just imagine doing a podcast with someone, your best friend. The more you do the podcast, the more you're gonna look at them and think, like, I just can't wait till you take your final breath.
Do you actually think
but
that?
not me. I wouldn't think that.
Oh, right. I was gonna say I don't think that, but I did kill you in my dream last night. But that's pretty cool.
Wow. Okay. Today's episode is all about life questions. Life's biggest questions.
Questions about lives.
Moral dilemmas. So we want you to join in on this episode because
Yeah.
every single question is going to be a thought-provoking one. So join in,
Yeah.
let us know your opinion on it, and I'm sure that you're going to disagree with a lot of our answers on it today.
Yeah, you might do. I mean, I already feel sad. I don't know why I feel sad already. Like
I don't know what questions you've written down, but
it's alright. It's all good.
should I start? Or do you want to start on this one? So let's just dive straight into the episode.
You know what? Before you do that, please stay safe. Make sure you wash your hands. Like some people we know, they think that this is a fucking hoax. Wash your hands. Make sure you wear a mask when needed.
Hand sanitize your eyes. That's
Yeah.
important.
Hand sanitize your eyes.
Important.
Bleach, like Donald Trump said.
Yeah.
Drink bleach.
Disclaimer: don't do that.
yeah. But yeah, man, just take care of yourselves, man. Take care of who's around you.
Mm. But as we're on this subject again, one of the things that I don't like about this whole pandemic is the fact that what's being taken away and what's allowed to carry on. Like, for example, right now we're going into lockdown. Certain things are shut that I just don't think should be shut. Like, think about there's more out there that can get you than coronavirus.
Definitely.
Gyms being shut. A lot of people, that's their only escape. Like that little 1 hour, 2 hours to themselves.
Definitely. Don't shut the gyms. Don't shut the strip club. Don't shut the bars, the clubs.
Essentials.
Leave them open.
Essentials.
Shut the fucking stores. Who the fuck
needs groceries?
Yeah. Order from Amazon. Goodness.
You can get onions and garlic bread and
Yeah, just make it outside. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, guys,
primitive days.
keep all of those open. Yeah. Just remember the big four: the strip club, the gym, clubs and bar, and restaurants.
There you go. Everyday alcohol. Anyway, right. Today's episode. Let's begin with pregunta número uno. Now,
That means number one.
number one.
Yeah.
Right. So, my question to you is: would you pick up? Is there any situation where you would pick up a hitchhiker?
How hot is this hitchhiker?
Well, that's to your own liking. You know, my preference, your preference is different.
So yeah, just tell me.
So also, would you pick up a hitchhiker and would you hitchhike yourself?
Yeah, I'd
So-
hitchhike.
You'd hitchhike.
Yeah. Plus, like to be fair, the word's different now. But when I was growing up,
No, this ain't when you're growing up, mate. This is the world we live
Oh,
in
no.
now.
So the
And
world-
so many horror films start
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
hitchhiking trip.
you know what? You can kind of tell. You can kind of read the room in the sense of like you can tell when a guy or a girl that's giving you a ride is a fucking psycho.
I
right?
disagree with that. See, I like that saying you have read the room, but when it comes to, you're talking about a 5-second conversation. You're hitchhiking. You're trying to hitchhike,
Yeah.
walking backwards with your thumb out, hitchhiking. Someone pulls up. You're telling me within those 3 to 5 seconds, just with a quick hi, can you take me? You can read the room, read the car,
Yeah, I mean,
and confirm they're not going to kill you.
I've done a little bit of parkour, so I know how to open that door
In
and
one
just
window,
jump
out the other.
Yeah. So I know.
Yeah.
But if you don't know parkour,
Then-
hitchhiking is very dangerous, guys.
Yeah. Have you ever
Like, it
hitchhiked
is.
before?
Yeah, yeah.
When?
Oh.
Story time.
Story time.
I've got one as well, actually, for you lot.
Yeah, yeah. So I was once. Shall I mention the place?
Nah, that's irrelevant.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Okay, okay. So one time, I went to a party, in the place of magic, Hogwarts, and I met a couple of people. So I met Hermione, fucking Harry, and Ron. So it was partying, right? So it was partying. It was great. They didn't ask me to stay, so I gotta find my way now. Little did I know, train stop at 11.
Oh, them days. I remember them days.
yeah,
Before we
yeah.
could drive and you got to
Yeah,
rely
yeah.
on public transport.
Yeah,
No.
so yeah, train stops at 11. Buses stopped way before that, and then the next train is 6 in the morning. So instead of going home, I had this bright idea to just sleep down the beach. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
The sea ain't going to come in and wash me away.
yeah.
Right?
Little did I know, 3 fucking guys come up to me asking if I had change. I said no. I'm young, I didn't have no money. They asked me to jump and shit, and I was like,
They asked you what?
to jump to see if I had coins.
They asked you to jump.
Yeah.
Is that the way I tested if you had
Do you know
change?
what I did? Because I know how to, like, again, read the room. It's a skill. You know when to run. You know when to fight. These 3 guys were big, and I was like little old me at the time.
It's that automatic response.
Yeah,
What's it?
yeah.
Fight, flight, or freeze?
Yes,
Like, yeah, the
exactly.
3 Fs.
So I know I can fight. I don't need to prove anything at this point. I'm trying to live. So I ran, fucking ran. When they told me to jump, I sprinted. So I ran, and I was like, nah, I can't sleep down the beach. I need to go home. So, little disclaimer, it's a 5-hour walk from this place to my house.
5 hours.
5-hour walk.
That is commitment.
5-hour walk.
Even, hang on, a 5-hour walk when you convert it to time taking a car, that was commitment to go to that party.
Yeah, well, I took the bus to get
If
there.
it took 3 hours to get to a party, I'd be
Yeah.
like, bro,
No.
nah.
I took the bus to get there. So, yeah, but the way back, I thought I was going to get a bus as well, but obviously I didn't because it was all dead. But anyways, let's get back to the story. So I was walking down, and I just like, I'm getting tired. It's an hour in. I'm getting tired. I need to like get a taxi or something. Check my money. My bank account is set up. It's shit.
But he had his running shoes on so he could run when he gets to his
So I
final
had
stop.
running shoes. So yeah, no. So I just kept walking, and then there's cars and cars and cars, and they kept slowing down every time they seen me because this like small Asian dude probably trying to sell rice. But like I was just walking, so like they did slow down every time. So you know what? The next time someone slows down, I'm just gonna put my thumbs out.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. So I went like that. Nothing. No one picked me up until the 2 hours in, and they did pick me up. It was a couple. Like, if you're watching this, I want to thank you so much for not letting me freeze as well because it was freezing.
And what time was
Yeah.
this? Early in the morning as well. So
Yeah,
it's pitch
about
black.
1 a.m. when I was walking. Yeah. But yeah. So they picked me up from the garage. There was a little car garage because I know if I want to be seen, I need to be like in a place where it's bright. So the garage had loads of lights. So I just hitchhiked, and they asked me where I came from, and I was like, my mom's vagina.
Nice. Plot twist.
But no, I didn't say that. I told them where I was going, and they was like, okay, we're not going that way, but we'll drop you closest. So they dropped me from this bus stop, and it took me 15 minutes to get from there to home, and I was safe. So back then it was good to hitchhike.
So moral of the story, sometimes you can get there safely. My story, my hitchhiking experience is a little bit different.
Sponsor me.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And he moans about why he's not losing weight and putting muscle on.
I've lost bare loads of weight.
If you can't see this right now because you're listening to audio, right now he's slurping on, I don't know, vanilla milkshake, Coca-Cola, whatever it is. He's getting the gains out. Anyway, so my hitchhiking story, basically, quick bit of background. For one of my birthdays, I treated myself to a trip to Dubai. Everything was paid for. The flights was booked. You might know this story.
Yeah.
Flights was booked. Excursions over there were booked and stuff like that. Now, on the day when I was meant to go to the airport, I was ready, like unusually ready in advance. I had my suitcase ready, all my luggage, everything was planned, and I was ready to go. I would have been at the airport well early, which is kind of unlike me.
Yeah, I like him. Very
Yeah.
unlike him to be early.
As I was going out the door, because all my family were there to see me off, I think it's my sister. She was like, "Oh, you got everything? You got this. I was like, yeah. Literally about to leave the door. She's like, "You got your passport?" As soon as she said that, I was like, "Bruh, how can you forget your passport?" So I'm like, yeah. I didn't want to admit that I've not got my flipping passport. So I was like, yeah, I got that. Oh, actually, I've just remembered one thing. Let me go and get it. Went upstairs. My passport is always in the same place at home. It was not there. Instantly, I was like, oh my God, where is it? But like I say, I'm early, so I had time to kill. So I looked in all the other places I could think of where this passport could be. I could not find it anywhere. Now, bearing in mind, 45 minutes had gone, an hour was gone, an hour and a half's gone now. Now I'm not early. Now I'm like, I have to leave right this second or I'm going to miss my flight. My family's like, you still here? Like, what are you looking for? I had too much pride to admit that I couldn't find my passport. Anyway, I've torn my whole room apart. I know that it's not in my room right now. It's not the biggest room. So I had a dilemma. It was either I call up the airline and cancel my flight and hopefully get some money back, which is obviously fucking annoying because that's for my birthday. Or I basically did what I did, which is I called them up and I said to them, look, I've got a photocopy of my passport. Is it legal to travel with a photocopy? I remember this. I was trying to think of every, what's the word I'm looking for? Every possible conclusion and resolution I could have. Anyway, she said I can't do that. So I basically cancelled that trip. And then the next day I was eating my porridge in the kitchen and I was thinking, where the hell is my passport? And I remember where it was. It was in the flipping scanner because I scanned it the day before and I found it staring at me. So my birthday, I ended up sitting there with a tub of ice cream watching flipping, I don't know, some depressing film by myself.
You know what? I remember that story because you did ask me, do you reckon the airport?
I was going through all my friends, like what one could have taken my passport, who's got my passport. But anyway, so that leads on to my hitchhiking story. So that was that. I missed the flight to Dubai. So 2 weeks later, I had a flight to Miami and I was like, obviously I was excited about this one. I thought, I'm not missing this one. Had everything ready early again, passport ready this time. My granddad was driving with me. So I was driving my car to the airport. He was going to drive my car back. Now, literally 20 minutes away from the airport. I feel like I keep spitting everywhere. Is my story that boring? Better wake up.
God.
20 minutes away from the airport, my car just started doing some weird noise and all of a sudden it just cut out. We started coasting down the flipping motorway. So I'm like putting the hazard lights on now, pulled over to the side, car's smoking. I said to my granddad, look, it's not your responsibility, but if I don't like get to the airport within the next like half an hour, I'm not going to make this flight. And there's no way I'm missing 2 holidays.
So you left your fucking granddad?
No. So I said, don't feel like pressured to wait for the AA because I've got AA cover, but if I wait for them, that's hours, I'll miss my flight. So don't feel pressured, but if you could be so kind to wait for the AA and then like, you know, handle the business. And I will try and hitchhike, which I did. Bearing in mind, there was a traffic jam. So all the cars were sort of poodling along right next to me. Yeah. I took my suitcase out of that car so quick and I was hitchhiking down the motorway, walking in between cars. It did take me about 10 minutes of people just rejecting me before one kind gentleman said, yo, where are you going to the airport? It was obvious I'm going to the airport because they're 20 minutes away. He gave me a lift. I got there just in time. I do not regret that hitchhike. Yeah. I wouldn't do it again probably, but
you probably would.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But commitment would. Just shows, you know, perseverance and it pays off.
We'll do it for content. If you guys think
content.
If you guys think that we should do it, we'll do it for content.
We'll read the room until we feel like we've got a murderer. For
and
content.
And then we'll go on to the car. But yeah, man, I think hitchhiking this day and age is very dangerous. Yeah. Like you just don't know who you're gonna get. You might get Gary Glitter, you might get fucking
Gary Glitter.
I don't know, R. Kelly. You don't know.
No. He's gone there.
I'm
not involved.
I mean,
but it's true. It's true. Yeah. It would take a really devastating scenario for me to hitchhike.
Yeah, like breaking my foot or something.
Yeah, far away from home.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. What question you got? Hit me with one.
I'll give you one.
Would you guys hitchhike as well?
Okay, I'll give you this one.
This guy's like, I can only do evenings, but then we get here and he's like half asleep.
Come on, man. I'm not tired.
What's in that milkshake cup?
Basically, you put something to make me sleep in it, make me look bad. Right, so I've got this one. Which is more important? What you say or how you say it?
What you say or how you say it? I think you've got to be a bit more specific.
So
like,
in terms
in like a scenario or just in everyday context.
So if I say this, so what I'm saying, so if I say it like this, fucking hell, mate, we won the lottery, or fucking hell, mate, we won the lottery.
That's the worst example. But okay, I think generally speaking, what you say, so they're both important. No, they are both important. I'm sure you'll argue against this. They are both important. But I think what you say is more important than how you say it. Generally speaking. Yeah. Because I think if you say the wrong things, you're like it's like misinformation, and you can really just dig yourself.
Yeah. But if I say to you, I'm dying, and I'm smiling with a tone.
That's what I'm saying though. It kind of goes hand in hand. You could argue both.
Exactly.
So it is important, like because how you say it gives context to what you're saying. Yeah. But what you're saying is also important.
But I feel like how you say it is very important also. It is. I mean, if I have to choose, I'll have to choose.
You're gonna disagree with me. I know you are.
Not how I say it, but how I say it.
How you say it.
Because tone, delivery, body language, that wins.
I don't know. I still stick with what I'm saying, but in your defense, though, you could still. It depends on the circumstance because you could. Let's say you're having an argument, you could be saying the wrong thing, but how you're saying it shows that your intentions are good. So then that's what I'm saying. You could argue both things. I think it depends. It's just context.
Plus, like, let's put a context to it then. So when we have our discussions, like sometimes I can't portray what I have in here out here.
Mm-hmm.
So what's in my head doesn't really come out of my mouth, right? So if I had a different tone, I think that works for me.
Yeah, sometimes he might mean good, but he might not say it in the right way.
yeah. Which is like,
put it this way, I'm not an angry person at all.
Don't say it. Say it.
If I'm gonna be angry, it's time to do this guy.
Yeah. You know what? Like from the past, the past year.
Yeah.
This is the only guy I've had an argument with, like for the past year.
When you get creative differences.
Yeah,
sometimes.
definitely.
But then as long as you resolve it, that's what's important.
And I think like that's the reason why you guys get gold, because we make sure that everything is perfect. Like the both of us, if we're releasing an episode or we're thinking to doing an episode, we have to be both on the same page. And that's why
if one of us ain't happy. That's
I
don't see it.
Yes,
we show you behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my answer would be what you say is more important.
My answer would be how you say it. Guys, that's a very interesting one. If you have an answer to this, send a comment.
That's it. Right, so pregunta número dos. Now, question number 2 is, should you tip in a restaurant? And if you should tip in a restaurant, how much should you tip? Now, I think this is a very controversial answer. And I think wherever you are in the world is going to determine your answer as well. Because some countries, like, it's mandatory to tip. Yeah. Whereas in the UK, it's not as common, but it's still...
You know what? Like, when I was, like, younger, I never tipped. Never. Like, I was like, how can I tip you? I can't even...
He still don't tip now. He's stingy.
I can't even tip myself, so why would I tip you? So, but then I had a relationship with a waitress, and she explained to me what it was and how it works and everything like that. I was like, okay. So normally I would only tip now if I asked. So if I asked a waitress, if the service was good, and I asked a waitress, so are you sharing your tips or is it just for you?
Oh, you asked that before you tip, yeah?
Yeah. So if the tip is just for her, I will give her the money. But if it's sharing, I'm like, I can't.
See, I don't know. I wouldn't. Well, first of all, I wouldn't want to ask a waiter that, like, is this tip just for you or is it? But I think, do you know what? One thing I don't like in restaurants, because I tip. If I tip, I usually tip around 10%.
10%.
Yeah, I'd say I say that's around a baseline in the UK anyway. 10%, maybe 20% if the meal is really good. But what I don't like though is the restaurants that already have that tip included. And then they also expect you to tip on top.
Oh,
I don't like that. I feel, especially if the service is bad and they've already put that tip on top. I forgot what they call it. Gratuity.
Service charge.
Like your service charge.
Charge.
I don't like that.
I remember when it was in Birmingham and we had that. And like, I was like,
and it's a good 15-20% sometimes, and they're still one tipping on top. Like,
and then what service did you give me apart from showing me to my fucking table?
Sometimes restaurants, they do a lot for you. They're always there to check, but other times they'll show you to the table. That's it. Then you fend for yourself.
We literally went to the fucking food ourselves and grabbed it.
It was like a buffet sort of thing. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So times like that, I don't like tipping. But
that wasn't a strip club, was it?
This guy really wants to go to a strip club.
No.
After lockdown.
No. When it was in Birmingham, was it at the strip club or we went to a restaurant?
We went to a restaurant. That was when we went to Body Power.
Oh yeah.
So no, I think. Well, put it this way: when I go to the US as well, tipping's big in the US. They'll look at you weird if you don't tip. So I'll tip in the US, obviously, and in South Africa, like I say, the hospitality over there is amazing. Like, you want to tip. Whereas sometimes in the UK, like some restaurants, you go to, it's just,
bare rude.
Yeah.
We went to a restaurant recently, right? And this guy, at first it was banter, but he was slating him for the choices he wants, like for drinks and food. Do you remember?
Where was it? Oh, was this
tea.
Tea. So nicknames.
TB.
I remember that. Shout out the restaurant. Turtle Bay.
Fucking shit.
Do you know what? I can't dispute your cocktails. Your cocktails are nice. But when it comes to the food,
they used to be good. Remember when they first opened?
When it first opened, it was good.
When it first opened, it was amazing.
Now, I ordered mac and cheese. This was not mac and cheese. It was like
we complain.
Yeah, and it takes a lot for me to complain at a restaurant. I'll just pay and just won't go there again. But I had to complain about this. It was like pasta with like just a sprinkle of cheese on top.
No flavour.
No flavour whatsoever.
Say about the chicken as well. The chicken was like
it's just dead. Everything about
fried chicken, no taste.
What was the best part about that meal? Leaving
the cocktail.
The cocktail, and leaving.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Do you think there's an amount that kind of takes the piss with tipping? Like, for example, let's say your meal was, I don't know, £40 between you and someone else, and then you left like a £2 tip or a £1 tip. Do you feel like some of it is actually an insult as opposed to just...
No, I don't think so.
No?
Like,
I think it is.
A tip is still a tip because, first of all, you're getting paid already for doing something. Let's say you're a waitress, you're getting paid. You have a set wage already. So anything that you get away from that is a bonus, right?
Yes, theoretically, anything you get is a bonus. Yeah, and I agree as well, which we'll get onto about like the fact that already paid. But I do think like, let's say your meal was like £40, and then you just left like a 20p in there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's an insult. Might as well not give a tip.
I think if I was a waiter, I'd rather you just not tip than leave 20p.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, that's one thing I would say. Like, you are getting paid for a job already. Like, for example, let's say when I do property renovation work, I'm getting paid for the job anyway. I don't then expect a tip.
Yeah, imagine.
Like, and yeah, same as like Uber drivers. Do you tip Uber drivers?
I never tip Uber driver.
I mean,
they're hella rude as well. Fucking hell. Me and him has had bad experiences with Uber drivers as well.
I mean, some's alright, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't generalize all Uber driver, but this one Uber driver really ticked me off. Like, we was in the middle of London, already pissed off because we're lost already.
I remember. I was thinking what you're talking about.
Yeah. We're already lost. We drove to fucking Stratford and then trying to find this place that we're supposed to go to. Fucking lost. And then this Uber that I thought was going to be a saving grace, no.
I told him the address. He's like, oh, I just realised where this is. Oh, no, I can't take you. It's near the central London. I was like, well, you accepted it. So now what? He's like, you have to get out. I was like, I was like, what about my money now? Then he's like, oh, just complain to Uber. They'll give you your money back. I was like, I don't think so. You take me as near as you can and make it near a train station.
Jermaine brought out his hood voice. That's what happened. Like, you hear him now. He was like, what? Say that again.
All in the eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, what the fuck? But yeah,
quick time. But in conclusion, I think as a baseline, 10%.
There's nothing wrong with asking though. Asking like if they're sharing the tip or like is it just for her? Because when I was dating the waitress, she told me that she'd actually prefer that than them thinking like it's just for her. Because some restaurants, like, they share the tips.
That's true as well. Because then if let's say only let's say 2 waitresses or waiters are putting in all the effort and doing the most, like, and they're getting all the tips, but then they share it with the other people that's not really working out.
Doing nothing. It's unfair.
There's pros and cons again, isn't it? Pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Would you tip, guys? Let us know. Would you tip in a restaurant? And if
you
do, how much?
How much?
Question 3.
Why do we cry?
Is that it?
Why do we cry?
Why do we cry? I don't know, but I was cutting up onions earlier, making spaghetti bolognese, and I was crying like, man.
Why do we cry?
Why do you cry?
I cry because...
If I could cry on cue right now, I'd be crying.
What? If you...
I can't.
Anyways, like, the question is, why do we cry? Why do we feel... Let's put 2 of my questions together. So, why do we get sad? And why do we cry?
Do you know what question I think would be better? And I know you're going to say, this is my question. Why do we try to avoid crying, generally speaking?
I mean, I wouldn't say I avoid crying.
No?
No, I'm open with my emotions. Some people, my exes would say that I'm emotionally unavailable, but really I've learned from that.
And no, it's too emotional.
No, I'm too emotional. But no, I would say like, it's good to show emotions, but knowing when to show emotions is key, I think. Like, you don't want to overwhelm someone with just being being too much
emotional.
Yeah, too emotional. I think that's overwhelming at points, especially if you do it every time. I think finding like a balance between like being emotional to showing emotion is what I've learned recently. I think like it's really good. Like being able to just show emotion when the time is right, not just like you show emotion because you know you're gonna get something. Do you know what I mean? Like show emotion because it needs to be shown.
Yeah, I mean myself, like I tend to keep myself to myself, like I keep my circle small, but I have no problem showing emotions. Like I'll let you know how I feel, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I don't like something you're doing or saying, I'll let you know. Like I don't like sugarcoating stuff. That's just how I prefer to be. I think life is easier when you're just I'm not gonna say blunt, but you just don't beat around the bush.
Or you just avoid them. One of the two.
But I wouldn't have a problem crying.
No.
Like if I felt the need to cry.
I think the age that we're in as well, when you experience a lot of things now, you're just like, it's emotion, isn't it?
In fact, do you know what? It's going to sound weird. I actually try, if I'm watching a film now, I try to embrace every emotion that the film makes.
I thought you was going to say, I try to cry.
No, kind of. Like I say, I try to embrace every emotion that the film's making me feel. So for example, if the film's making me feel like it's meant to be an emotional film, a lot of people cry. and you kind of feel a tear coming, I'll try and make that tear come just to, you know, fully experience that emotion to its fullest.
Tear jerkers.
Tear jerkers.
Yeah. Jerk.
But no, that's why do we cry? I don't know,
man. Like sometimes, do you ever just feel like when you're on your own and suddenly you're overwhelmed with emotions and then you just cry?
No, it sounds like you've had a hard life.
Never.
No, I'm joking. No, I don't just sit there and think I want to cry. Unless there's something like not traumatizing, but something that's had a big impact that makes me feel.
So you've never been let's say you're.
No, there's been situations, but not generally speaking. But there's been situations where I'll think of something that's had a big impact on me negatively, and then I'll by all means cry if I need to.
Yeah, I think like last year I definitely was very in touch with my emotion. I think like I got into like I got a little bit depressed, to be honest. So I got into a pit of just sadness and like reflecting on things, keep ruminating and keep going back and back. Ruminating is good sometimes, but then if you do it over and over again, it's detrimental to your health. So what I figured out there was like, while I was ruminating and just reflecting on everything, I was like, how do I get myself out in this pit? And
taking the positives.
Yeah, definitely. Like. So you learn from mistakes. And then you're taking that emotion, and to feel that emotion here and now was the best thing that could have ever happened to me at that time. Because if I didn't feel these emotions, I would have just been like bottling it, and it would have just fucked me up.
Yeah, it's like when you implode, just bottling up all your emotions.
Yeah, definitely.
You're trying to hold it in. Yeah. Like you don't know when to feel like you're weak, sort of thing. So especially this day and age as well. Like it's quite common to be frowned upon. Like men don't cry.
Yeah.
Strong female, strong man, whatever. Like we all have emotions. Like
I think at the time I reached out to you as well, didn't I? Yeah. But yeah. I think emotion is good to show, and the reason why we cry for me is just I think it brings back, for me anyway, like the first time I ever cried was I was being disciplined as a kid. So
all that belt.
Yeah. So it was like every time that I've cried, all of those emotions bring back. It's like connected somehow. So like I cry, and then I remember exes, the first girlfriend that broke my heart. Fucking.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
What, so when you cry now, even if you cry for a certain thing that's just happened, like certain situation, during that crying period, you then think of all the past times when you cried?
After.
Really?
When I cry, it's like after it, I'll be thinking, oh, when was the last time I cried?
I was just about to say the last time. Yeah. Because it is quite uncommon.
Yeah.
And I think maybe you're the same as me. You don't try and not cry.
No,
but it's just rare for us to cry.
Yeah, that's right.
So if it does happen, you think, when was the last time I even felt like this? Like,
and then I go back and back. And I was like, fucking hell. I was a fetus and I remember I was crying. But yeah, no, that's a quite deep one.
Man, guys, don't be afraid to cry. Guys, girls, if you got emotions and it's getting the better of you, it's good to have that release.
Why do we cry when we chop onions?
I don't know. That's what the question should have been.
Why
do we cry?
Why do we cry when we chop onions?
Emotional experience. They're so delicate.
Even if you're far away, like it still gets you.
It's just an air.
I've tried everything.
That's a little example in a weird way of how coronavirus travels around. You might think it's over there, but it's just like lurking.
Right here,
it's in the mic. In your eyes. People are like, how did I get it? Right. So what else we got?
There's a chipmunk in here.
Okay, this is a good one. Right. Question, and guys, get involved in this one. What would you say in a relationship, in a marriage, what would you say is classed as cheating?
Ooh, boy! I don't know what I'm dancing.
I've been here before. He's getting a drink out. Look, take a sip.
I'm gonna sip.
That mouth's getting dry real quick. What would you class as cheating in a relationship or in a marriage? And what is not? What's acceptable? I'll start.
Yeah, you start, please. I'm kind of scared.
No, I'm like, what is classed as cheating? I don't think cheating is only in place. This doesn't even make sense. I don't think you can only class physical contact with someone else that's not your partner as cheating. I think cheating can also be done emotionally. So you haven't got to actually have sex with someone or have any sexual sort of intercourse at all to cheat on your partner. I think, like, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say you're online dating and you're flirting with other people or just entertaining other conversations, planning to meet up and stuff like that whilst with someone. I would class that as cheating, personally. Even if you haven't gone the full way and met up with them and had sex with them or anything like that, I still think the fact that you're going out of your way to try and entertain something, to find someone to meet up with, where one thing can then lead to another, it's like, what's your reason for doing that? And obviously you'd be hiding that from your partner. So therefore, you then, I think, Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
I don't class that as cheating. I don't know. Maybe you think different. I don't know.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Oh my god!
I'll start crying in a minute.
Yeah. Anyways, can we change subject? No, I'm joking. I think if you hello. That's weird. Right.
He does not like this question.
Cut. Wait, right now. There you go. So, like, for me, once you start hiding things, when you're hiding a message, you're hiding where you are. You're not telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's cheating. And like when you're getting, so obviously there are, for me, there's 3 types of cheating. There's physical. There's physical. There's physical. There's like that mental aspect of cheating. And then there's the finance aspect of cheating.
Cheating on me with that money.
Yeah. So those 3 is for me like the pillars of cheating. So if you're hiding something, if you're already having sex, oral fucking
that's
whatever.
a given. Yeah, that's cheating.
That's
like, come on.
physical.
If any of you don't agree with that, just stop following us. Like, come on. You're not on that.
Yeah, that's physical cheating. So physically you're cheating. And then for me, bingo, when you get this 2 together, which is the mental aspect of cheating. So that would be when you are you're hiding things. You're hiding messages, receipts, where you've been, like who you're with, and not telling the truth when they ask you where you been.
See, I would disagree with that one to an extent.
Right.
I mean, that kind of goes to what I was saying a little while ago. Whereas it's like if you're entertaining something, planning to meet up with someone, obviously naturally you'll be hiding that. But the hiding element as a whole, I wouldn't class as cheating. That's just like lying and being deceitful. I wouldn't say that's cheating. That's cheating though. Like, let's say you like.
I think that's cheating.
I don't know. Let's just say you're. Unless it's based around the fact that you're trying to meet up with someone, then you're lying.
You're cheating.
That goes hand.
You're cheating.
Just saying that you're hiding where you are. That's not cheating, though.
Listen.
Let's say you're meeting up with the guys to go for a drink or something, but then you don't tell. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I'd just be honest. Like, I don't see why you lie about that. But if someone does lie about something like that, that's not cheating. That's just lying.
Oh yeah, that's
what I meant.
Yeah, but then if they're hiding where they are and they're in a hotel room, ready to have sex.
Right. So that's cheating. That's cheating, obviously. But I was just making a point of just that one element itself, the lying, like because that could be tied to like I just gave.
But then like a lot of white lies links into a chain, and then that chain becomes stronger.
I'm not saying lying's a good thing at all. I'm not saying that.
Like I think if you're hiding it from your partner, like let's say you like I said, meeting up with someone, opposite sex or same sex, like if you feel that way, if you're not telling your partner, like that's cheating. Again, for me, that's my preference. So that's how I would. Let's say I sat down with a girl or a guy and I told him, look, this is my parameters of being in a relationship with me. This is me. Like, this is what cheating is to me. So now you've got to make it clear. Yeah. In a relationship, and I think, before you even get to the marriage stage, everyone does have their own idea of what's cheating. Like if you're on a break, and you do something with someone else, is that class as cheating? Some people say I've done a lot of that when I was young.
Some people say it is cheating. Some people say, well, we're not together, we're on a break. So, but then everyone's idea of what a break is different. So you have got to sort of have that discussion as to what's cheating. Where do the boundaries lie?
I felt like breaks anyway don't work at all. Like when you say let's go on a break, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Meaning you can't do whatever the fuck you want. And if you do whatever the fuck you want, that's the end of the relationship.
Repercussions.
Yeah.
Again.
Just be real.
Have that communication.
Are you giving me a whole pass? Are we like breaking up just for now, or are you seeing other guys? How is it? Because if you want relationship to work, those parameters of I wouldn't say rules, but like what you both have spoke about. So if I told you like this is cheating, and then you go around behind my back and do exactly what I said in it, that's cheating. Come on, game over. Again.
Like what you said about the whole, this is another example what I said about lying is technically not cheating, it's lying. Like, let's say, for example, you've told like your girl that you don't feel comfortable with her. Let's say, for example, speaking to her ex or whatever. Let's say that's your preference. You don't like that. And she's not flirting with him or anything like that, but she spoke to him or done, do you know what I'm saying? Met up with him, even if it's just an innocent meeting up at a coffee shop, and she knows that you don't like it, so she lies to you about that fact on that one occasion. I wouldn't say it's cheating. Like I say, if it was innocent, I wouldn't say it's cheating, but it's a lie and it's deceitful.
You already lost me by that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? How?
Because loyalty.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I'm
loyal,
still just making a point that that's not cheating, though.
Yeah, it's not cheating. But if I find that shit out, and then I'll be like, yeah, but I told you, like.
Yeah, of course. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all.
If you told me, I would have felt a certain type of way. Of course,
it's the respect. If someone done it to me, they should clearly shouldn't respect you. Like,
definitely.
So.
If she done it to me, let's say she asked me, I would respect her more. And then like if she goes, then she goes. Then I'd be like, then that's me.
Yeah,
see ya.
You know where you stand. Sort of thing.
I'm gone.
What was that third one you said? So you said physical, mental, and you said
financial.
What do you mean you cheat financially?
So let's say you're in a joint bank account with you and your missus.
Yeah, risky,
right? So you take money out from that bank account.
Yep.
So there's no trace. I've never done this before. I've never been married.
It would be traced though.
No, it wouldn't be traced because you take the money out. So you take that money out. Let's say you take the money out from your hometown before you do the deed. Yeah. I'm giving you guys some fucking moves. I shouldn't do this.
I don't know where you're going, but I'm just thinking, you've got a joint account and one takes money out, that transaction shows.
Yeah, that transaction shows, but you can say whatever the fuck it is. You can just be like, I'm getting some food with this money.
Oh, okay. So you mean take it out and
you
then
can
don't say
take
what
it
it's
out.
for.
So there's no trace. Let's say you took 100 quid out and then you took someone out. Yeah, with that money, that's cheating financially.
So you just
or if you're a sugar daddy and you're sending money to like sugar babies, then you're cheating with your fucking wife's money.
Maybe it's the way you're wording it then that my mind can't comprehend, because it's like when you put that element in, if you take the money out and you're spending it on a date, then it's cheating, or you took it out and you're sugar daddy, then it's cheating. But taking the money out itself and then lying about what you're spending it on, again, that's not cheating. No, that's not cheating.
That's cheating. That is cheating because of what you're using the money for.
Exactly.
That's cheating.
Right. So this goes back to what we said at the start. When when he thinks of something, but how he explains it, maybe it's just different to how I would explain it. So the reason why you're taking it out is the cheating aspect. Then you're saying, but the fact that she's just your lips are quivering like the fact that you're taking money out and lying
about.
It's
cold in here, bro.
It's cold in here. Yeah.
That's why it's quivering.
Right. Guys, tell me if you agree with this or not. If you took money out of a joint account with your partner. Yeah, and you lied to them about why you took it out, though. But you just let's say you lied to buy a PlayStation, but you didn't want to tell them. That's not cheating. That's just lying to them, which is wrong. Still.
Oh yeah, but you keep changing.
No, but that's why I just said you add that.
No.
So the reason. So you're saying the reason.
Let's debate this. Let me land. I'll let you land earlier.
Go on.
So you keep changing the fact that I'm taking money out to take him on a date. Listen.
The reason.
Let me land. So, but if it is just for a PlayStation, then obviously that's not cheating. But we're talking about taking money out.
No, because so then you're basing the cheating on the date part. So the money is irrelevant. That's not cheating then. So don't say financially cheating, because that's not cheating. You're just talking about going on a date with someone else. That's the point I'm making.
But I'm already cheating before I even thought about taking that money out, because I already thought of taking out someone else apart from my partner. That's already cheating.
Yeah, so then we're going to the mental though.
Yeah, that's
the
so
mental
it all
cheating.
Connects, doesn't it? Because the
messy web.
the finance ends up physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does connect, but definitely.
It's hot in here now. All right, guys, what about pornography? Is watching pornography alone, not with your partner, because that's cool, mix it up. But if you're watching pornography alone, or your partner's watching it alone, do you class that as cheating? And if so, why do you? Do you class it as cheating?
Nah.
No?
I don't really like porn now, to be honest. I think...
Okay, off air, he'd be like, bro, that was a lie.
No, listen, like...
Let me see your search history.
Yeah, go ahead. You're fine nothing.
Go
on. Apart from hentai.
Yep.
Anyways... search what hentai is. I'm joking. I've never been on porn. But like I said, I think growing up, there's a very weird image of what sex is. Like, no one taught you what sex is. Like, my parents were very vague. It's like, I don't really want to hear from them, to be honest. Sex education was quite vague. Like, your only education of what sex is porn when you're growing up. And then obviously that's not real. You have a different expectation of what sex actually is. Mm-hmm. So when I was growing up and watching all of this and then reenacting it in relationships and blah, 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 you enjoy it at first. And then it's like, but this ain't me. This don't actually make me feel good. It's
the person you're with don't always enjoy that. The thing is, when you watch porn as well, like you're saying, if you've watched porn and you're learning from it, that's where most of your knowledge about sex is based from. Yeah. Then you expect the partner that you're with to reenact what these females are doing, when that's actually what it is on porn. Unless you're watching amateur porn, then it's different. But if you're watching general porn stars and stuff, then why are you looking at me like that?
Amateur porn.
Yeah, like, you know, homemade porn videos. Then
I don't like porn.
It's not acting. That's real. Like,
Yeah.
But if you're watching porn stars and stuff like that, then yeah, like they're acting.
Oh.
You don't see what goes on behind the scenes, how many takes it is, like the amount of equipment they're using.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna connect with Jay saying about the amateur porn, saying about it being real. So that is one thing that I like. So if I did something with a partner, let's say we recorded it, that's probably the only point that I like now. If like I don't, plus your imagination is very powerful. I think like imagination shit is crazy. Like you imagine all of this stuff. Let's say you've done it previously, so you just had sex like 2 weeks ago with your partner or you a girl that you're seeing, and then you're trying to like obviously jack one off or fellatio or hand jobs to yourself.
The basics.
Yeah. So you're trying to do that, and masturbation ain't wrong, by the way. If anyone of you watching, it's about learning what you like, and So I like the real stuff like Jermaine, but I like what I've encountered. So going back into previous memories of like, I don't know, not an ex, definitely not an ex.
Yeah, you're digging a hole a little
Yeah,
bit.
no.
Yeah,
Definitely not an ex. So the partner that I'm with, I love connection, and something that turns me on is what turns her on. So whatever makes her feel good makes me feel good. So like anything that, if I want to pleasure myself, which I haven't done in a long time, if I want to pleasure myself, I think about those. So my partner, I think about my partner. I think about like all of the
You are
fucking
trying to get some brownie points here.
just trying to think about all the crazy shit that we've done and then reenact it in my head and make it like crazy.
Yeah. But for a lot of people though, and you might relate to this, you might not, I don't know. But for a lot of people, when you've seen it, it's like you've seen it before. Like you're looking for a new category and a new category. And the science, I'm not a scientist, but the science behind it when you're watching porn, for example.
It's like a honeymoon period, isn't it?
It's kind of like a honeymoon period, but it's dopamine. So you got like a chemical in your body, and whenever you're watching porn, you get a dopamine hit. And if you're watching something, sometimes like some people will get offended if you're watching porn, especially if the category you're watching.
Say your wildest category. What's your wildest category?
No. If the category,
missionary,
vanilla. If the category you're watching is completely different to your partner that you're with, like the person in the porn looks like looks completely different to your partner, then they might get offended. But that's related to the dopamine hit. It's something you can't have, something that you want, and it's just changing all the time. So you get that hit. So going off of what you said about like things that you've done before, for a lot of people, they struggle to just use past memories because it's the same old. So they got to get something new.
Yeah,
this whole episode has changed.
I think as well, you know how good my memory is.
Yeah, go on.
So like, the way that my head works with imagining things that happen, it just drives me crazy. And like one thing that I would say though, when you're in the new relationship, clean the slate. Make sure like you go into this relationship. You go into this relationship clean. So I'm not talking about STIs.
That as well though.
Yeah,
that's
as
very
well.
important.
SH24. Search that
but
if you need.
Don't drag old experiences and old trauma into
a new one. Make sure
you're not ready.
Yeah, definitely, and don't use the same sex moves from the previous relationship to do it. Well,
I can't say I agree with that.
Yeah, but the way my brain thinks is completely different. So it's just like if I do that move, and don't you think like it's just going to remind you of that?
Nah.
That's why I have a range of moves. Like, but yeah, it's just it's just like I've always come into what I've learned is coming into a relationship with a fresh mindset that everything could be completely different. So open mindset, because the woman that you're with from 2 years ago to the woman
you're with now,
that you are with now is completely different. And I think taking it in as like it's a new experience and it's beautiful, making sure it is a new experience. And everyone has preference. Again, it's not a wrong thing. It's not a bad thing. You could like fucking feet. You could like fucking armpits. That's your preference. And whatever makes you feel good, as long as you're in a fucking pedo, because that is not a sexual orientation or a sexual preference.
Yeah. I like the fact that you put the sort of therapy side of things on things.
You're welcome.
Giving a little bit of wisdom right here, right now. But like you said, everyone's got their own preference. So if you like armpits, if you like feet, you do your thing. But I think to sum that up, I wouldn't class watching pornography as cheating, as like by yourself or your partner doing it by yourself. But that's me. That's my preference. I think the important thing is communication, and that's around everything. So find out what your boundaries are, discuss it with your partner, find out what their boundaries are, and then you sort of know how to navigate the relationship. But you might end up, rather than trying to sneak off, because some people do, they try to sneak off and like, quickly whatever, bang one out. talk to them about it. You might end up watching it together, and then
you might mutual masturbate.
There you go.
You might do it together.
But before we turn this into like a sex episode, let's next question.
But definitely like Jermaine said, make sure that there is boundaries set. I've been in relationships where pornography could be looked at as cheating, and like I think for me, when I did go off pornography and then change my whole mindset of it, I felt free. Like, you know, when you, like you say, a dopamine hit.
Dopamine hits, right, as we still want sex.
This is gonna go for ages.
Guys and girls, have you ever heard of NOFAP before? NOFAP,
NOFAP,
FAP, NOFAP.
Yeah.
I forgot what it stands for.
It's the same. It's the same. Let me
go.
Right, so it's the same as is it NoFap November, isn't it?
No. So there's a thing called No Nut November.
Oh no, that's it. No Nut November.
But NoFap basically means no watching porn, and some people also say no masturbation. So both. Some people say it's just no masturbation, but you can still watch porn. But point I'm making is
you can still come from that though.
Come from what? Watching without touching. Yeah, some people can. But the point I'm making is, you might be addicted to pornography, believe it or not, or masturbation. First of all, let me ask you this question, because you might never have thought about it before. Every time you do masturbate, if you do you always watch pornography at the same time? Now, if you do, try NoFap for like, let's just say a week, 2 weeks, if you want to push it, and don't watch pornography for 2 weeks and don't masturbate for 2 weeks, and see if you can do it and see how you get on. Because a lot of people think, oh, that's easy, I can do that. By day 2, you're struggling.
Tell us your story at diariesfd@gmail.com.
Yeah, we won't tell your name. Anonymously.
Yeah, anonymously. But I think let's get away from sex, man.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
But yeah, guys and girls, like this is
It is what it is.
It is what it is. This is our experiences. We're not telling you what to do. This is our diaries. So without further ado, my next question.
Set the bar pretty high now as well, to be fair.
I know, after that sex one, oh my God, what do I go to? Like,
well, you got something completely different.
Oh, okay. How about this one?
Look on your screen, not mine.
What advice? This is my screen.
Oh, okay. Stealing my question.
This is my phone. What advice would you give the youth or your kids about life?
Ooh, I like this one.
Yeah.
Like we said at the start, thought-provoking questions. What advice would I give to the youth or my kids? Okay, let's get ready to drop some gems. Are you ready? Get your net. All right.
Get your net for gems.
All right. One thing I've learned over the years, and I'm saying it like I'm old. I'm not old. But one thing I've learned is, one, take life seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. And what I mean by that is, try not to be so uptight and don't worry about other people's judgment. Like, let yourself fully enjoy moments rather than thinking, oh, what will people think of me? I don't want to be the first person on the dance floor because what will people think of me? I don't want to be in the spotlight because what will people think of me? Don't worry. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. We're all humans on this thing called Earth. We're all going to make fuck ups and learn from it. And I think your downs is you're gonna learn the most and mold yourself the most as from your downs basically than your ups. So don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Oh, you took one of mine.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. I'll give you another one. I got more. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And what was the other one I just said?
I don't know.
What's your one?
You said
I go to say it once.
You said don't be afraid to make mistakes.
And don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah,
Life is short.
Yeah, okay. So one of my advice would be, like Jermaine said, don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you could make mistakes sooner, that'd be great. But don't do it just on purpose, just to learn the lesson. Yeah,
it's just like in school, you're taught all the time, don't make mistakes, don't ask
be
others for
perfect.
help, don't cheat. Funny enough, we just said about cheating, but like you're taught not to ask for help, not to cheat, sort of thing. Like that's not how life is. After school is very different. Like you've got to learn to. There's a word, synergy. When you work together.
Synergize.
Well, I'm talking about synergy, like energy.
Synergize. For me, one of the things that I would probably say is try to be here and now,
present in the moment.
So that means that don't look too forward, because what happens is you have a blinder at that point. So you're thinking so much of the future. You're thinking so forwardly. You're a forward thinker. You have this blinder and you don't see what's around you. You don't see what's here and now. And being here and now, being present is amazing. Like finding it out for me when I was just like, you know what? 2 hours of no phones. I'm here. Mm-hmm. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Not in that sense though, but
being present in the moment. Like definitely plan for the future, but don't be so wrapped up on the future.
Yeah,
Because if you do, that can also cause anxiety. If you're always thinking of the future, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, thinking of your to-do list is ever building, like you're going to start getting anxious thinking of all this stuff. So be present in the moment, and also make sure you appreciate things more, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other, like, I'll give you 3. This is my rules, because my favorite number is 3. I always got to do things in 3s.
Let's do 4 of them. Because we are also goal setters and we like to get one above.
Yeah, so the second one would be, don't be afraid of your own emotions. Like, try and because
try and cry.
I've only like recently just like learned about this. So, and I've put it in practice now as well. So knowing your emotions, what is your arousal levels? So how high you can get, how low you can get, making sure there's a balance. Because I'm scared that at one point I would lose my emotion, like that my kids would get that emotions when I was growing up. Like I'm so sad all the time. I'm so angry all the time. I'm so fucking happy all the time. Just always high, never low or middle. So like I think being in touch with my emotions was probably the best thing, because now I can tell. And then now I know myself a lot more by just knowing my own emotions. And then the third one would be save some fucking money. You know,
100%.
Yeah,
Financial education.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll teach you about savings. I'll teach you about credit. I'll teach you about mortgages.
We spoke about this in a previous episode, Money Talk. So if you have not listened to that, listen to that. We talk all about money.
Good plug. But yeah, so definitely, I would teach. Yeah, because if there's one thing that I would say, if there's one thing that I could do when I was 18 was save my money till this day, because I would be rich by now.
All the things that you think you're spending money on, that's really important. Like all these new clothes, all these top brands that go out of fashion, and you get bored of it a year down the line. It's irrelevant. Like
and the nights out.
What's important, huh?
And the nights out. I understand the whole FOMO and like you as being a teenager, like being 18 to 21, and wanting to go out all the time,
trying to fit in.
Yeah. Like try and break the mold, man. Like go out, definitely go out, but don't fucking break the bank. Like we go out and have fun with 20 quid.
Well, I don't want to get too much into it. Like I said, if you've not seen Money Talks episode, go and watch it. But basically, as a rule of thumb, I'd say any earnings that you earn from 16 upwards, 18 upwards,
save it.
Put 10% of it away. I'd say put 10% of it away for.
I say 20.
Yeah, well, we in that episode we broke it down to 10% away if you can afford to, as savings for the future. 10% into investing, but I'm not going to get into it too much. But basically, 30% as a whole, 20 to 30%. The rest. Spend on what you want.
Yeah, by the time you're 25, you'll have money for a deposit for your mortgage.
But going back to what Tu said a minute ago, though, he said about basically being in touch with your emotions. That's one thing I learned as well a couple years back, which is like being present in the moment and also being aware of your emotions, like being present and realizing how you feel in that moment. Like you'll see, or you might know of some people when I'm saying this, like that are really triggered, like that you could say something and you know that they're going to give you a really emotional response. They're so angry. And then after they've like had this big they've freaked out and had a big argument with you or whatever, then they'll come to their realization that they said too much. They're sorry. They should have done this because they're not.
Sounds like you are talking about me.
I might be talking about you. If the boot fits.
Well, if it does.
No, but like basically, do you know those people where like they'll really flip out and then they'll like sort of reevaluate after and then they'll be like, I should have done this sort of thing. Whereas if you're sort of present in the moment and you can think, how do I feel right now? I'm pissed off. Why am I pissed off? You can address it in the moment and not let it get too out of hand. There's a good book, The Untethered Soul. If you've not heard of it or read it, go and read it. That's a good book.
There's also a tool that people uses. It's called the helicopter tool. So if you're in the middle of a situation where you can't really see the other person's perspective and it's getting into an argument, there's this thing called the helicopter tool. What happens is you put yourself in that position of being in a helicopter, seeing the view from not just one point of view, but 2 and then 5. So you look at it at like the driver's point of view, who is not involved in this. So you look at that like, okay, so this is what's happening. So how do I feel? What's going on? And then the back seat, what's going on there? So now the people that actually not in the situation, they're not in the front with the driver, they don't know what's going on, but they can hear what's going on. So you kind of look, how would someone from that seat think like what's happening? And then the further seat. So then. But yeah, it's a crazy one, but it's helped me.
Just giving yourself different viewpoints.
Yeah, definitely.
Allowing yourself to see it from the other person's point of view. But yeah, there's some gems. Like I say, I hope you caught some in your net. Moving on. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Is it my question now, yeah?
Yeah.
See what I got. I think I'm running out.
I think that should
What are we even doing for time? some intense questions, you know. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I was just checking the time.
Hey, what are we doing?
One hour.
We might have to do a part 1 and part 2 of this, you know.
Yeah, we should
Break it down.
Yeah.
If you like it, tune into part 2. What else we got next? Right. So, okay, here's a good one.
Finish on a make. Yeah, make sure it's a good one.
Finish on a make. No pressure. All right.
Finish.
Finished. Is there such thing as too sexy in a partner?
What do you mean, like?
Do you believe that blind dust? I'm just seeing dust floating around. Is there such thing as too sexy in a partner? And I'm aware that I just repeated the same question.
Yeah.
But do you think your partner can be too sexy for you?
What do you mean, like promiscuous?
Not like, are you like, do you feel like you're punchy and like your partner's much better looking than you? But do you just feel like there's such thing as too sexy as a whole?
Nah.
No?
If she's hot, she's hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think.
What do you mean? Like, okay, let's break it down. So when you say sexy, so you think like that other people find sexy also? Or is it just in your eyes she's too sexy?
Well, do you know some people, like, I've heard this before, like some people will say like, they can't get with this person because in their eyes they're just too sexy. But I think what it is when
that's insecurity, bro.
Exactly. When you break it down and dig deeper, the reason why you'd say that is because maybe you attach that and associate that with certain things. So you might think, oh, this girl's so sexy, this guy's so sexy that they're going to attract lots of attention. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And therefore it's more competition for you. Yeah. So I think that goes deeper.
I love that though. I think for me the sexiest thing about a woman is confidence. And like if she's also packing sexy, that's great. I'm not gonna be like intimidated by that. The worst thing that could happen approaching a sexy ass woman is the fact that you'll get rejected. What's gonna happen there?
You move on.
You're not gonna die.
Yeah, that's something else we should have jumped in there earlier. Don't be afraid of rejection.
Yeah, we didn't say that. So, but that's in the life lessons, kids. Don't be afraid of being rejected because the worst thing that could happen is it's a high reward, low risk factor. If you think about it, so
asking for
anything like if you approach someone, if it's a job, if it's a woman, never think you're punching because the person that you ask could turn you into the next Steve Jobs. The woman that you marry could be the next fucking Jennifer Lawrence or whoever you deem fucking sexy. It's just it happens.
In my opinion as well, like this is for me, like personally, looks are not everything for me. So for me, looks ain't as important as personality. Mentality, mental connection, like the vibe you get from someone. Looks is important. It's important to be attracted to the person that you're interested in, but it's just not up there as much as the connection you have in personality and goals. Do you know what I'm saying? Some mindset. Yeah,
that's me. That's for me as well. I love confidence. I love personality. And if you like, I don't know, if someone deem you ugly, I could deem you perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like.
People, what's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah. There's like I said, it's everyone's preference. Everyone has a preference, and if you have a banging personality and then a banging body to match, that's amazing. But if you don't, I still love you because the connection is real. That's why I said like when I'm having sex with someone, if I have an intimate relationship with someone, why I keep doing this? It's like the TikTok shit.
If you're
like,
into someone, like the connection's there, it's real.
Yeah. I think when you're into someone and the connection is there, it is. I love passionate stuff, and if it, when did I turn soft?
Do you know what I mean? This guy's Shiny's ranting over here.
Yeah. But like I said, like I think connection and it's not just physical. It's all in here. Looks fade. Yeah, looks fade. Even your looks fade. So even your looks fade.
Everyone's looks fade.
Yeah, your looks already fading. But
it's going. The camera's helping me.
Still.
But no, me personally, I don't think your partner can be too sexy. I just feel like if you do think that maybe you've got issues of your own that you might need to address, you might be a bit insecure, and that's fine if you're insecure. But just try and figure out the root cause of that.
Yeah. I would never tell like the woman I'm with that like, oh, you can't wear that. You know what I mean? Have you ever been in that relationship?
I've never been that type of guy. Like I'm confident in myself to let my girl wear what she wants. Like
I'll give my opinion.
I'll give my opinion. Obviously, if I didn't like say, I would say. Which I guess I could ask you, what do you think of white lies? But that's not a question we've got written down.
It would part 2. We'll do it.
In part 2, we'll put that in there. White lies. Is it okay to lie? I might even have that.
No. That's it.
That's it.
Leave it part 2. Leave it part 2.
All right. But yeah, no, I don't think there's such thing as too sexy in a partner.
No, definitely not. You're mad. You're mad. There's no. I think like. Overindulgence, obviously, like when you say like something's too sexy, but then what is your parameters of sexy?
Yeah, Again, everyone's got their own idea.
What if I find Susan Boyle sexy?
If I what?
Susan Boyle.
Oh, Susan Boyle.
Yeah. What if I find Susan Boyle sexy? And that's a 10 out of 10 for me. Do you know what I mean? Like me and yours.
Taste and preferences.
I wouldn't. Yeah, not taste. I'd say preferences are completely different. And people are out there that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's your preference, man.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Never body shame. I have daughters. Never body shame.
We're all about encouragement right now.
Encouragement, confidence. Let's build queens.
In this crazy world that we live in.
Queens.
Yes.
Kings and queens.
Don't be afraid of your flaws. The things that you class as your flaws, other people will love. So just realize that. And I'm not even just saying that to be kind.
Yeah.
The things you class as your flaws, there could be, like, you might think that you're banging, like everything about you is amazing. You might think that, and that's fine, by the way. Like, be a narcissist. You might think
that is you. I'm gonna die.
The point I'm making is, you might think that you're amazing, yeah, and I'm not a narcissist at all.
No. Listen to TLC. Let's simplify what Jermaine's about to say.
No, shut up. you hurt me. COVID. But the one flaw that you think you have, it could be like one tiny spot, and every time you look in the mirror, that's what your eyes like literally are drawn to. Whereas someone else might love everything about you and not even look at that, or if they do, love that part about you. Do you get what I'm saying? So just learn to love your body, love the skin you're in. Put yourself first, love yourself. And this is part 1, right? Let's wrap it up here.
Yeah, right. Let's give you something about that one that Jermaine was saying. There's a song called "Crooked Smile" by TLC that's been redone by J. Cole.
I was going to say J. Cole, yeah.
Listen to that, and the message from that of like being your imperfection is perfect.
Yeah, you love J. Cole.
I love J. Cole, man. He's culture.
But guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like we said, this has been some of life's most controversial. It was good, didn't it?
That was good.
And we've got some good ones coming up as well. So stay tuned for next week when we're going to hit you with part 2 with a lot more in-depth questions.
In the garage.
Yeah?
In the loft.
Yeah, because this is our last time in the studio. I was thinking we talk about. So yeah, it might be a different setup. Might not. We might get one more in.
It might still be
here. Should we just record number 2 right now while we're here?
We could do.
Yeah, well, it's our last time. Yeah. Come back for number 2 next week. Over and out. It's been your boy Jermaine.
It's your boy Tuas.
Diaries for Discussion.
Diaries for Discussion podcast.
Stay tuned.
Stay safe. Peace out.